Ladies and gentlemen, today is May 1st. We have a huge announcement. Right next to me, we have Fernando Diaz as a Zhong Cage Fighting Series 145-pound champion. But now he is going for the state title, which means if he wins this fight, will be ranked #1 in California. So this is a very big fight, and against another guy from home base Sacramento, Amir, and I forgot his last name. Can you try to pronounce his last name?
I think it's Almazar. I could be wrong.
Close enough. So now Sacramento versus San Francisco, Half Moon Bay. This is a one fight that I spent a lot of effort to put it together. Finally, this happened, and now Fernando, you are leaving our regional scene. Let other people fight for my belt, and then now you're fighting for the state title. Let's tell us a little bit about how you feel right now.
I feel pretty good. You know, I've been kind of chasing this for a little bit. You know, after I got 4 fights in here. I kind of wanted a bigger challenge. I want these guys that have a bit of a better record. Outside the area. I just want these big fights.
Yeah. So now this is you can't ask for any bigger fight than this. This is the state title, and if you do win the state title, if you do fight again, most likely you'll be fighting like some guy from NorCal, SoCal. So we are NorCal. From SoCal, pretty much from SoCal, like the best contender. So once you hold the title, anybody want to touch the state title, they have to go through you.
Yeah, go through me.
That's right. So now, what do you know about your opponent?
I know he's tall as fuck. That's all I know. He's big. He's a really big guy. And I think he favors more of the striking, which is fine. But I don't know too much about him. I've seen like clips here and there, but he's just big.
He's a tall and lanky guy.
Yeah. He's like me if I was stretched out just a little bit more.
Now, coming into this fight, knowing he's a pretty good striker, I mean, he's good at what he does as striker. Are you preparing for your takedowns and then do some ground jiu-jitsu with him?
I'm prepared for everything. The pride of me will say that I'm not going to just try to avoid his striking altogether. But it's MMA. I want to mix it up a little bit. Just like every other my fight, we hit the ground a little bit, we stand a little bit, we get a little bit of everything. Put on a little show.
Now, this is your last fight before you go pro, or you think you will defend the title?
I've been talking to my coach for a little bit, talking to Raul. So it's either this is my last amateur or just one more. But I don't see myself being an amateur for very much longer.
Now, originally, I really want to see you to fight is Ramon Cornejo,
yeah.
Because I believe he is my first 145-pound champion. Mm-hmm. And then after he got the champion belt, he vacated and fought on a different show. And now you were supposed to fight him and chase the state. He won the state title a few months ago, and I was gonna have you to fight him for the state title, but he's going pro. So that's one guy you guys probably gonna meet in pro.
Yeah, I had my eyes on him for a little bit. He has a good record. He has a lot of cage time, and he's young like me. So, he's one guy that I was looking at for a little bit, but he only fights in other promotions, and took a little while to get things going. And I don't want to be off the shelf on the shelf for too long.
Right.
I already missed the March card, so got to get back in the cage.
That's a good one, and then I'm always happy to have Fernando on it. Very exciting. Super exciting fighter. So now it's 145 pound will be your permanent weight class.
I think so. If by some miracle down the line I think of 135s and it's a better fit for me, then maybe. But for right now, I think 145s is a good weight class. I don't have to cut too much. I can feel good on fight day, especially in some other promotions where they do day of weigh-ins. Right? Yeah. I'm cool on 45 right now.
Yeah, they weigh in like 4 hours before the fight. Not too big fan of it. And that's why a lot of amateur like the fight on our show, because you get to weigh in the day before. That's kind of different. Now, people want to get a hold of you, Fernando, to get ticket watching you fight. How can people contact you?
You can hit me on Instagram at HMB_Nando or HMB.Nando. I don't remember. I should have a better handle on this, but it's one of the two. HMB._Nando, Nando.
You don't remember your IG?
It's hard. It's different on everything. I remember before Instagram didn't allow like the periods of the underscores. So
yeah.
I forget which one I made it. So
now, do you have a full-time job?
My full-time job is training and teaching right now. So I work down at the gym that I train at. I'm with the little kids classes. I teach the boxing class a little bit, jiu-jitsu, a little bit of the adult MMA classes.
That's pretty good. Now you're a purple belt.
I'm purple belt.
Yeah, that definitely the up and comer 145-pound division. Making sure you guys stay tuned, watch this kid, man. He's gonna make some noise in the Bay Area. So I think the future superstar in the Bay Area, Fernando Diaz. Mark my word, someday we're gonna watching this interview. Mark my word, this is gonna be a UFC title contender one day. So if you don't believe it, follow his journey. Follow his Instagram. That he forgot what his Instagram name is, but follow him. Just type in Fernando Diaz and find this kid, man. It's gonna be interesting. And we have, all these years I've been promoting fights, almost 2 decades. I never have a state title, and the state's been kind of bugging me like, hey, why don't you have a state title on your event and instead your own, champion belt? I'm like, all right, let me finally do one, and then this is the one. It's the first one. And hopefully not the last one either. Fernando will be fighting for, and Amir, can't pronounce his last name, but hopefully I get it right. But I know he's from Sacramento, really explosive striker, always working on takedown defense and trying to go for some long-ranging 1-2 high kicks and exciting fights. So making sure you guys stay tuned. Any special loved one, training partners, supporters that you want to shout out to?
Oh yeah, well, just like every time, my lovely girlfriend who comes and supports me every time I come and do one of these things. Right, all my training partners, Marco, Swan, Emilio, Matt, Carson, everyone that's in the gym with me, Raul, my coach. Basically everyone that just supports me, it takes a town, so it takes a village.
Yes. So hopefully this one, the whole town come watching you.
I'm hoping so.
That's right, and also I got the Crazy Marco's on the card as well, and I'm about to see him hopefully soon, next day or two. Crazy Marco, I call him a Pajamas Marco, this is one of my favorite guys. So hey guys, stay tuned. Don't miss out this upcoming big event, May 24. Lots of fireworks on the card, so making sure you guys stay tuned. Please subscribe my YouTube channel. Our YouTube channel just hit 5,000 subscribers. Now we're shooting for 6,000. So all the Bay Area fans always subscribe. Welcome to comment on all the interviews and videos and all that stuff. And we'll see you guys May 24. One last question. Who is your favorite UFC fighter right now?
Okay, I have to clarify because I did it the first time. I accidentally said Michael Chandler, but it is Charles Oliveira. All right, he reminds me a little bit. I try to emulate his style a little bit. I have all the grappling and I have all the submission threat, but my striking is what needs work. And he mixes it up so well, and he's such a big finisher that that's kind of what I aspire to be.
He's having a fight coming up, right?
We're hoping so. I think because he was supposed to fight, or they wanted to fight Arman again, but because I think Islam is debating going up to 170.
What do you think of Islam going against Ilia Topuria?
I think it'd be a really good fight. I think Islam is just too big for Ilia, because Ilia's a big guy too. Don't get me wrong. From what
he's short though.
He's short, and we've seen that Islam can handle the little ones. We saw it against Volk, but yeah, I don't see him having too much of a problem with Ilia.
It's just once you get a hold of him and turn into a grappling match, I think someone just, even though they might be the same weight, it's just the size, the length. Islam just so much bigger. Islam is easily can go to welterweight.
Yeah, he can be up there for sure.
Yes, I mean you look at Ilia, but that's one fight, and I think a lot of people are talking about it. I think Dana White even said this year it's gonna happen. That fight, that's one fight. I think I'm really looking forward to it. I don't know what's gonna happen. I think I'm a little bit more leaning. Hopefully can see Ilia won, but I know the fact is probably Islam's gonna take the dub.
Yeah,
that's kind of crazy. But I'm an underdog guy, but I really want to see the underdog come out with a surprise. We'll see. It's gonna be interesting. So now, if your opponent watching this interview, what do you have to say to Amir?
Just like every time, just thank you for the opportunity. We both show up, we put on a good show for everybody. Just have a fun fight.
Now you finished your last two opponent, right?
Just last opponent.
The last opponent. Do you think this fight would be a finish?
I'm hoping so. Yeah, I'm hoping so. I'm always confident in my finishing ability. I have power somehow in my little tiny frame that I have, and then and I have good submission threat. So, I never try to hope too high, but I think so.
That's pretty awesome. Now, for more info, check out DragonHouseMMA.com. Don't miss it out, guys. This is for the state 145-pound title. The winner of this fight, it will be ranked number 1 in California, current 145-pound amateur champion. So definitely good on the resume, good on your book, and good on your on your record. So become a state title champion. So I can't wait. It's Fernando Diaz. We'll see you guys May 24th. I'm Zhong Lo signing out. Peace.